African folktale channels are generating incredible numbers right now. Take a channel like African Tales by Zanel, consistently pulling hundreds of thousands of views within just days of posting. Then there is Fix Griot Productions, another channel doing incredibly impressive numbers in a very short time. And African Tales by Emnet is no different. The same pattern, the same results. These creators all have one thing in common. Their visuals are beautiful, high quality, and consistent. I have been receiving a lot of questions about how I create my characters and which platforms I use. So today, I am addressing all of that in detail. Beyond a compelling story, the quality of your visuals plays a major role in audience retention. Your characters are the face of your story. Viewers do not just listen, they connect emotionally. And if your characters look inconsistent, rushed, or low quality, people will scroll past before your story even gets a chance to begin. In this tutorial, I will walk you through a complete step-by-step system for creating stunning, consistent, and fully original African folktale characters using free tools, from finding inspiration all the way to your final polished image. Whether you're just getting started or you've been creating for a while, this workflow will genuinely change how you build your characters. Timestamps are available in the description, and make sure you stay until the end for some valuable bonus tips. Let us get into it. Before we dive into the process, let us take a moment to understand why consistency is so critical in folktale content. When your characters maintain the same skin tone, render quality, and art style across every scene and every video, your content looks polished and professional. More importantly, your audience begins to recognize those characters. They form an emotional connection. They come back for them, and that's what transforms casual viewers into loyal, long-term subscribers. Consistency is not simply an aesthetic preference, it's a deliberate growth strategy. Now, with AI tools, achieving perfect consistency every single time is not always guaranteed, but your characters should never look so different from one scene to the next that viewers lose their connection to the story. That's the standard we're working towards. Before you generate a single image, you need a clear vision of the visual style you are going for. This is where Pinterest becomes an incredibly powerful creative tool. Rather than typing generic descriptions into an AI and hoping for decent results, we use a real reference image to build a detailed, enhanced prompt. That reference guides the AI on the hairstyle, makeup, outfit, accessories, and overall aesthetic, producing far more precise and professional results. Open your browser and search for Pinterest. It's available on both mobile and desktop. Simply sign up or sign in with your Google account. There are several visual styles to choose from for your folktale content: photorealistic characters, hyper-realistic 3D, Pixar-style 3D with large expressive eyes, story art illustrations, hybrid digital art, and more. Pinterest has examples of all of these styles, and it is the perfect place to find inspiration for both male and female characters. Here are some search terms that work well on Pinterest: African folktale art, African fantasy characters, African traditional outfits, tribal queen illustration, village elder portrait, luxury African hair, African glammed makeup looks, African village aesthetic, Ankara-inspired fashion, rural African women's clothing. I have put together a full Pinterest keyword pack with even more optimized search terms, and I have also included a custom prompt template in that same pack, which I will walk you through shortly. Just drop a comment below and I will share the link with you. Once you find an image you love on Pinterest, click on it and you will see a collection of similar images as well. To save any image, Right-click and select Save Image As. One important thing to note, you are not saving these images to copy them. You are simply studying them. The hairstyle, the outfit details, the accessories, the cultural elements, the lighting and mood. That visual inspiration is what shapes and informs your prompt. Everything you will generate will be completely original. Pinterest is simply your mood board. Here is how the complete process works in practice. Begin by opening ChatGPT and uploading the Pinterest image that best represents the look you want to achieve. Then enter this prompt. Describe this image in detail, focusing on the subject's appearance, including the outfit, ensuring it is described in a modest and properly covered way. Eye color, hairstyle, and accessories. Provide a clear, vivid, and well-structured description. ChatGPT will return a well-organized description covering the overall appearance, outfit style, hairstyle, eye color, and all the key details you need. This becomes the foundation of your image generation prompt. To get started with Google Flow, simply search Google Flow in your browser and sign in with your Google account. If you are on mobile and experiencing any issues, I would recommend switching to desktop mode for a smoother experience. Once you are inside, click on the prompt box at the bottom of the screen and look for the image generation settings. From there, configure 3 key options. Aspect ratio, set this to 16:9 for YouTube content. Number of outputs, set this to 2 so you receive 2 variations per generation. And model, for now, select Nano Banana Pro to get started. I will be switching to Nano Banana 2 later in this tutorial, so keep watching. Now, it is time to upload your reference image into Flow. You can do this by clicking the plus icon in the prompt box or simply copying the image and pasting it directly. If you are completely new to Google Flow, I have already created a full beginner's tutorial. Check the pinned comment and watch that first before continuing. With my image uploaded, I will go ahead and paste in my prompt. But before I hit generate, let me explain the logic behind what we are doing here, because this is the part that truly makes everything work. Let's say you come across a visual style you absolutely love. It could be a hyper-realistic 3D style, like the one we're working with here, a story art style, folk art, photorealistic, caricature, or any other style. Now, let's say you love the look, but you do not know the name of that style, and you would like to create something similar for your own original characters. Here is the simple solution. Copy that image into any AI image generator and instruct it to reference the visual style while providing your own original character description in the same prompt. The result is a completely new original character that carries the same visual feel as the style you admired without copying anything. Now, my prompt does a few key things. First, it instructs the model to reference the visual style only. In this case, the style is hyper-realistic 3D. I then added these render quality instructions. Elevate the output to professional luxury render quality, extremely sharp details, clean textures, realistic depth, and a polished finish suitable for premium content. Maintain a soft cinematic lighting style, warm, evenly distributed light with gentle fall-off, soft highlights, and no harsh or dark shadows. The scene should feel bright, clear, and upscale. I want to highlight why I specifically said the cinematic lighting should be soft. It is small but important detail. Soft lighting keeps your characters looking bright, warm, and visually inviting on screen. Without it, your output can easily come out dark or moody, which does not work well for most folktale visuals. The prompt also instructs the model to create a completely original face, while including the full character description that ChatGPT produced. the hairstyle, the makeup, the accessories, the outfit, and all key appearance details. This combination ensures that the character you are creating is entirely your own and not a replication of the reference image in any way. I also specified body proportions, and this is a detail many creators skip over. Body proportions simply refer to the overall physical build of your character, the body size, bust, hips, waist, and height. By default, most AI models will generate a slim figure unless you tell them otherwise. If that does not match the character you have in mind, you need to state it clearly in your prompt. In my case, I specified a slightly full-figured, well-balanced silhouette because that's the look that fits my character. The remaining part of the prompt covers the specific outfit, hairstyle, makeup, and accessories from the ChatGPT description. Remember, the more descriptive your prompt is, the closer your result will be to your actual vision. Do not be vague. Describe exactly what you want. Now, I will go ahead and hit generate and allow Flow to process the image. While that's loading, let me properly explain what CGI means because I referenced it in the prompt and it's worth understanding. CGI stands for computer-generated imagery. It simply means any visual content that is created entirely using computer software rather than being captured by a real camera. In other words, nothing you see was physically photographed. Every detail was built and designed digitally. You've actually seen CGI more times than you realize. Those smooth, polished 3D characters in animated movies, that's CGI. The stunning visuals in superhero films where characters fly through the sky or entire cities are destroyed, CGI. Even the beautiful, glossy AI-generated images you see all over social media today, that same rendered three-dimensional quality is rooted in CGI aesthetics. However, if your goal is a photorealistic result, meaning you want your character to look like a real living person rather than a rendered digital figure, then remove the word CGI from your prompt entirely. Leaving it in will push your output towards that smooth plastic 3D appearance, which may not be the direction you are going for. Now let's check out our result, and honestly, this is absolutely stunning. It matches my vision perfectly. A completely different hairstyle, different facial features, different eye color, different outfit, yet it carries the exact same visual quality and style as the reference. That's exactly what we are going for. Go ahead and download whichever variation you prefer. Once downloaded, upscale the image to 2K for the sharpest, cleanest output quality. That one extra step makes a real difference, particularly when your visuals are playing on a full YouTube screen in front of your audience. For this next image, I'm going to use a slightly different method. Both characters in this demonstration are set in a modern-day story, but keep in mind, the exact same approach applies whether your story is set in a traditional village, a royal kingdom, or any other setting. The method works across all styles. I already have an existing image for this second character, a male. Now, to ensure visual style consistency across all scenes, I'm going to use the same reference image we used when generating the first character. To do that, click the three-dot menu on that reference image and select Add to Prompt. The image is now loaded as a style reference directly in your prompt box. Next, I will upload the male character's image alongside it. Now, if you look at this male character closely, you will notice his visual style does not quite match the female character we generated earlier. I'm not going to regenerate him from scratch. I simply want to bring his visual style in line with hers. I will paste in my prompt, which instructs the model to use the first uploaded image as the primary visual style reference and to maintain the exact same hyper-realistic stylized CGI aesthetic, including smooth, glossy skin, refined facial rendering, soft, luminous highlights, and a high-end editorial finish. Now, I will hit generate and let Flow process the image. And here we go. Look at that. The male character's visual style now matches the female character completely. They both share that same glossy, high-end finish, same render quality, same visual language, same world. This is the approach to follow no matter how many characters your story has. Whether you are working with 2 characters or 10, always upload your style reference image every single time you generate a new one. That one habit is what keeps your entire cast looking like they belong together. Remember, the goal at this stage is to develop all your characters first, making sure they all share the same visual style before you start placing them into their individual scenes. Get your full cast ready before you begin building your scenes. Now, let me show you something extra. I'm going to upload another image, and at this point, I want to restyle her. This is another great thing about Flow. You can generate your images on any other platform or tool and bring them into Flow specifically to restyle them. Now, if you look at this image, you will notice it has a hyper-realistic 3D style. Let me explain what that means because it is important to understand the difference. Hyper-realistic 3D sits in the middle ground between a standard 3D render and a fully photorealistic image. It's not completely 3D, meaning it doesn't have that obvious animated or plastic look. But it's also not fully realistic, meaning it doesn't look like a real photograph of a real person either. It lives beautifully in between. The skin looks refined and polished, the details are sharp and clean, and the overall finish feels premium and cinematic. Now here is another example of a hyper-realistic 3D, and you can see her right here in the light purple outfit. Notice those large, beautifully expressive eyes, the flawless skin texture, the soft cinematic lighting, and that overall polished high-end finish. She looks incredibly lifelike, yet you can still tell she's not a real photograph. That right there is the beauty of hyper-realistic 3D. It gives your characters a captivating, almost magical quality that draws viewers in, and that's exactly why this style works so powerfully for folktale storytelling. Both examples I've shown you are hyper-realistic 3D, but as you can see, the style can be adjusted. You can go more subtle and minimal, or you can go fuller and more expressive. These are the visual styles that are trending right now in the folktale content space. And if you're creating dialogue-based folktale videos, I strongly encourage you to work with a beautiful 3D visual style. It makes your characters far more engaging and expressive on screen. Now, I will paste in my prompt and hit generate. My prompt simply instructs the model to update the character styling, the outfit, hairstyle, and accessories, while maintaining the same visual style throughout. And here are the results. Stunning, high quality, and her full body proportions have been perfectly maintained. Coming up, I will show you exactly how to use ChatGPT to write a well-detailed prompt for this and what specific things to tell it to include. Finally, let me show you one more visual style. I will upload this image, paste in my prompt, and hit generate. At this point, I am purely referencing the visual style. Everything else about the character will be completely new. Different face, different hair, different outfit, different styling, different accessories. This reference image was one I generated myself in ChatGPT. I'm using it here purely as a visual style guide for this demonstration. And here we have it. One image is already ready and the other is still processing. As you can see, this is absolutely stunning. This particular visual style is called hybrid digital story art, a style that blends the richness of digital illustration with a high-end cinematic finish. The result is a premium luxury render quality that looks incredibly powerful on a YouTube screen. Now, if you plan to animate this image with lipsync, there is something very important you need to know. And this is something many creators get wrong. A lot of creators complain that certain AI models do not produce good lip sync results. In most cases, it is not the model that is the problem. It is the image itself. A wide frame shot or a medium frame shot will almost never give you a clean, accurate lip sync. For the best lip sync results, you need a close shot, framed from the chest or tummy area upward. The closer the frame, the more accurately the animation can map to the character's face. This image here is currently a medium frame shot. To adjust it, click on the image to open the edit layout, paste in your prompt and hit generate. I simply instructed the model to adjust the frame to a close shot from the tummy up while keeping everything else exactly the same. And here is the result. The same beautiful character, now in a close shot frame and perfectly ready for lip sync animation. Now, let me show you how to integrate another character into an existing scene. For this demonstration, I will be adding a male character into this lady's scene. To do that, I will click the three-dot menu on the image and select Add to Prompt. The image now becomes my reference. I will paste in my prompt and hit Generate. My prompt instructs the model to keep the existing female character exactly as she is while introducing a new male character into the same scene, matching his visual style to hers. I also included a detailed description of the male character along with his positioning within the scene. Now, character positioning is something you want to think about carefully. It simply refers to where each character is placed within the frame. For example, in this demonstration, I specifically stated in my prompt that the male character should be positioned on the right side of the frame, and that is exactly where he appeared. That level of detail matters. Without a clear positioning instruction, the AI may place your characters awkwardly or in a way that does not feel natural for your scene. So always define where you want each character positioned, or if you are using ChatGPT to write your prompt, simply ask it to include character positioning details and it will handle that for you. And look at these results. Absolutely stunning. The male character and the female character share a completely consistent visual style. The same story art aesthetic, the same render quality, the same world. That is the power of Nano Banana. It is an incredibly professional and capable model within Google Flow. Whatever visual style you want for your story, simply reference it in your prompt, follow the steps I have shown you, and that is all it takes. Now, let me show you how to use ChatGPT to generate a prompt you can use directly in Google Flow, because this method gives you a much more detailed and professional result. First, I need my own original character description. I already have an image ready, so I will copy it and paste it directly into ChatGPT, then ask it to describe the image in full detail and convert that description into a structured image prompt. ChatGPT returns a well-detailed image-ready prompt covering everything: the appearance, outfit, hairstyle, accessories, and more. I will copy that prompt and take it over to my Google Docs where I already have my custom prompt template saved. I will update the custom prompt with the original character description ChatGPT just generated, placing it in the appropriate section. The next step is to share the reference image, the one whose visual style you want to replicate. I will copy that image, head back to ChatGPT and upload it alongside the custom prompt, then hit send. The reference image guides ChatGPT in writing a tailored prompt for Google Flow. The custom prompt instructs ChatGPT to generate a high-quality Google Flow prompt that creates a completely new image while maintaining the same visual style as the reference. It also tells ChatGPT to include the original character description we prepared and to incorporate all professional luxury render qualities with soft cinematic lighting throughout. ChatGPT then returns the complete, ready-to-use Google Flow prompt. From there, I will head back into Flow, upload the same reference image I shared with ChatGPT, paste in the full prompt, and hit generate. And here is the result. A stunning, hyper-realistic 3D character that is clean, polished, and visually impressive. One more thing, I have also included this custom prompt template inside the Pinterest keyword pack I mentioned earlier. So when you download that pack, everything you need is already in one place and ready to use. Just drop a comment below and I will send the link straight to you. And there you have it. You now have a complete step-by-step system for building beautiful, consistent, and fully original folktale characters, from finding your inspiration on Pinterest all the way to your final polished image in Google Flow. Now, here's what I want you to do next. Go to Pinterest right now and find a visual style you love. Save your reference image, open ChatGPT, build your character prompt, and take it into Google Flow. Start with just one character. That first result will give you the confidence to build your entire cast. If any section of this tutorial felt unclear, simply rewatch it. Everything is timestamped in the description for easy navigation. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss a tutorial. Drop a comment below and tell me which visual style was the most difficult for you to achieve before watching this tutorial. I read every single comment and I would love to hear from you. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.